The Cup Series is moving on from the muddy miles of Watkins Glen and headed to the monster mile of Dover Motor Speedway for this year's edition of the All-Star Race. Excitement isn't buzzing at all, but at least there's paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off, as always, is Ross the Boss. And like I told you guys last week, running a Busch Light Apple car in the home state of 1911 Ciders was a bold move, and it didn't work out for him. Ross's nightmare season continues. 10. Sometimes in life, you just have to put stuff out into the universe. Last week I asked what happened to Austin Syndrome's ability to run good on road courses. Seems like he figured it out. Top 10 in both stages, 9th place finish. You're welcome. 4. Austin Dillon finishing 6th at the Glen was definitely not on my 2026 bingo card, but he made it happen and still finished ahead of Kyle Busch. 7. I'm kind of glad they didn't get it on camera, but you should have seen the pure confusion on my face when Noah Gragson picked me out of an entire crowd at the Glen. Apologies to whoever was getting his autograph while that whole thing went down, but he did a pretty good Mr. Buscher. We'll have to meet back up in Charlotte so he could really perfect it, though. Also, Noah. I'm not just saying this because your name is Noah. I'm going to need to see some Noah Khan for Song of the Day. 10. We have now officially gone 36 races since Kyle Larson's last win. If he wins the All-Star race, are we counting that? Glaze on. 10. I'm pretty sure the last time this car hit the track was with Corey LaJoy at the Clash. I had high hopes he was going to do something that night. Bring back the Modelo car. 7. Crocodile. 3. Things looking up for Kyle Busch right now. With a new crew chief, he's showing signs of life. He's coming off his second top 10 of the season. He's featured on this week's pre-race promo. And we're actually headed to a track where he's been pretty good in the next-gen era. Unfortunately for Kyle Busch in 2026, though, when things seem to be going good, that means it's time for a colossal disappointment. 9. Congratulations, everybody. We have made it to the end of our suffering. The All-Star Race at Dover will be the final Cup Series race broadcasted on Fox for the rest of the 2026 season. And Chase Elliott is reminding us of the good days we have ahead on Prime. But did Chase Elliott even show up to Watkins Glen? I thought this guy was good on road courses. 10. They usually refer to somebody as a day late and $1 short, but Ty Dillon is a week early and about $100 short. You got every single team in NASCAR coming out with banger after banger for Memorial Day paint schemes. Ty Dillon's trying something different. He's running one at Dover. And unfortunately for him, I have to compare it to the Memorial Day schemes I've already seen. 8. Guys, I'm kind of getting flashbacks. Denny brought the progressive car to victory lane at Dover last year, and he is on the pre-race promo. It might be a lock. 8. I couldn't think of a better driver in NASCAR to run the Wrangler colors, but I can't help but be disappointed that it has to be combined with Menards. You know how crazy a full Wrangler scheme would go in 2026? It might almost get me to stop wearing Lululemon. I doubt it, though. 9. Unblock me. 0. Mr. Buscher. See, Noah, that's how it's done. Everybody always forgets the emphasis on Buscher. Don't forget to cast your fan votes for the All-Star race. I'm having a hard time picking between my Pookie Bears because obviously Buscher's my guy. Priest needs the money to pay for the fine that's hopefully going to get taken away. And Noah helped me get to 10,000 followers on Instagram, so I will not be participating in the fan vote. 10. If we get a Denny, Briscoe, 1-2 in the same paint schemes as last year, we officially live in a simulation. 10. There is not a driver in the field that has fallen off worse than Christopher Bell this year. We're talking about a dude who at this point last year already had 3 wins and went on to win the All-Star race. In the past month, he can't even sniff a top 10. Granted, a lot of it has been out of his control, but going into this season, I thought Christopher Bell was the favorite to win the championship. So far, I was wrong. This scheme reminds me of the Mohawk Xfinity car that Ryan Preece got his first win in. 10. Joshy. 8. 6. Remember at the start of the season when Bubba Wallace was staying top 2 in points and knocking on a door of a victory? What happened? Now he's arguing with Christopher Bell after the race like he's a DoorDash driver that forgot his straw at Hardee's? Get it together. 8. Hendrick released this new Axalta Color of the Year paint scheme today, and of course, all of Twitter has a hard-on over it, but am I missing something? This is extremely confusing, but I guess the Color of the Year isn't referring to the most popular color of the year that it's released in. It instead provides automakers with clear guidance on colors that will appeal to buyers in the future, which I guess makes sense because I never in my life have seen a car with a color that looks like that. Also, this render looks nothing like the actual color online. And to be completely honest, the paint scheme fucking sucks. They managed to incorporate flames and a brand new color and still make it look bland. I think they copied this idea from a Guy Fieri button-up. You guys are going to come at me for this one, but 5. Damn, some friend Noah is. He traded in his ugly paint scheme and pawned it off on his buddy Toddy G. This thing needs to go ASAP. 3. Here's your weekly reminder that Riley Herbst does in fact still exist. 6. I've been in deep negotiations with my team. We've determined the time for Zane Smith betting is about to come back. More details to come. 10. Oh, Costa! This is absolutely abysmal, my boy. 2. Shout out to John Hunter Nemechek for the top 10 at the Glen. Hey, that rhymed. And the paint scheme still sucks. 3. Advent Health, extending the healing ministry of Christ even in the All-Star race. 10. Tyler Reddick is undefeated when he's featured on the pre-race promo. He's also undefeated when I give his paint scheme a 0. But I actually kind of like this one. I'm pulling for Zach Top at the Country Music Awards. 9. My dream is that by the end of this season, I can successfully bully Noss into removing the foil number on this car. But until then, 8. Ally! Dragon? 10. You guys ever just step back and take a second to think about sponsors in NASCAR? I mean, seriously, whoever thought we would see a Museum of the Bible car? I feel like this just opened the floodgates. I want to see a British lawnmower museum car next. And this one actually goes great with the yellow rims. 8. Ty Gibbs will never win another race. 6. The streak continues for Ryan Preece. He's finished on the lead lap of every race so far. Now we just got to get the fine taken away and find a charter that someone dropped out of their pocket at Winn-Dixie. We'll be all set then. 10. RCA's back in NASCAR, and the scheme basically looks like if you took the one from John Andretti in 1996 and flipped it inside out. Didn't realize they were still selling enough RCA cables to sponsor a cup car, but good for them. 6. Miner's got a new paint scheme this weekend. It was actually part of a fan vote, and the fans got this one way wrong. I mean, seriously, this is the one you pick? Solely based on my utter disappointment for the hosts of our fan base, 0. This is essentially the same paint scheme that Connor Zilisch took to victory lane in the O'Reilly race at the Glen. Unfortunately for him, though, it doesn't come with the same speed, and the one looks better. 8. SVG, I really hope you enjoyed your week of feeling like Superman, because at Dover, you're right back to being like every other Joe Blow. I'm afraid I'll never be able to go back to the Glen until he retires. 4. And Pit Stop Diecast paint scheme of the week goes to Noah. Guys, I got to keep it real. This week kind of sucked for schemes. I have a feeling that they're just saving up so they can unload the clip next week at Charlotte. See you guys there. Later.